Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in to the AEL High School Cup Marble Rivals Term 3. It's Mattse and TwoTapTony coming at you live here on a Saturday afternoon. And Tony, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Feeling energized and ready for some great marble action this evening.
We're almost in the
Afternoon.
evening. Almost.
Yeah, afternoon. Sorry. Yeah.
It's what in the afternoon. There.
Getting there.
We'll get there sooner or later. But there's other things we have to attend to first and foremost, and that is Mr. Tony, our sponsors. So, firstly, I do want to say a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. But let's not forget our next sponsor, Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So, big shout out to our sponsors, always and forever there. We muchly appreciate their support.
And it should be. I was gonna say a ton of action to happen this afternoon, Matt. I believe we do have some games underway, and I believe
hope so.
MGS versus SCSC first from memory.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe
not.
Nah,
maybe.
It's right. But you know what? Thanks for bringing up the game, because we're going to get straight into it, Tony. I think we're starting out on the Celestial Husk here. And it's time for our bands, or the pick band phase. I was always thinking about the official terminology here, but then when I held what was it? When I held tab in game, I saw it said pick band, so I was like, so it's just pick band, not pick band protect or anything. So
no, there is protects though.
Yeah, like you see with the Groot there. So I don't know, but they just call it pick band.
Pick band, Iron Fist going to be protected there by the side of SCSC. Like the, I guess the early Wolverine ban, we've seen a lot of, teams in the high school league kind of really favor some of their tank players. I was going to say some of the tanks, some of the vanguards in this league have been pretty impressive to say the least. So, high quality bans coming out here. Scarlet going to be taken away. Interesting little one there from MGS. Not sure if maybe they see that SCS play a lot of Strange potentially, but we'll see lock in there as well, a protect onto the Bucky. So some very interesting kind of picks and bans going on already.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's definitely some, good potential coming out here. It's interesting to see a Scarlet come out in the ban phase there. I think that it's definitely something that has a lot of power, especially combined with something like a Strange Portal there. But yeah, you don't typically see that come through, so interesting to see that here. But I mean, one and the same, Penny are going to be banned out there as well. I like the Mr. Fantastic Protect here. Looks like Blade's going to be banned as well. We have seen some pretty strong potentials from some of the high school league players on Blade. That 1000-fold slash, definitely a one to rely upon there. But very eager to see what they are going to be able to achieve coming into the opening phase here. We'll see what they can do, Tony. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah, I was going to say, interesting last-minute ban there away from SCSC. We've seen, quite a bit of Penny play throughout the season, so that one going to be taken away. And here we into it. Clint, Domination, of course, not the other game mode push. Convergence? Not Convergence. It is going to be... No, it is going to be Domination. It might... Is that Convergence?
30 seconds.
The other one.
No, it's Resource Rumble, right?
No. Yeah. That's...
No. None of that, Tone. None of that. But we've got plenty of game modes, Domination, Convoy, and Convergence there. And we're seeing the rainbow.
The battle starts in 5.
Let's see what's going on here. Let's keep going and get underway here. Iron Fist going to be holding back for a second now and looking to see if they can give it their absolute best and maybe press their way up to get some good damage in. Solid to the center here. Thor is going to be the opener though, and ready to see if they can shut more out, Tony. And that looks like we are going to be stuck into this one. Another KO coming through there. Solid stuff coming over the top, and eager to see what else they can do, as they are going to be sticking it back and looking to prepare for trouble. Good hits coming out over the top here. And they are trying their best to press them down. A really solid Thornwood walls there coming up. Luna going to be zoned out as well. Ooh, yeah, that's right, Tony. It's looking good.
Yeah, they're doing a ton of damage here. I was going to say the Magic as well, dishing out some good hits. And the Struhl, the Bucky Ultimate coming out. Not looking for too reset heavy, but just a strong fight there in the choke from MGS. They're have the freedom to back off. They don't have to continue playing up in this choke. They can fall back to safety of the point. TateO is getting dived right now in the backline by Dark Prince on the thing. But Dark Prince has gone a little bit too far forward. Gets taken out by TateO. Some strong hold here from MGS.
Yeah, agreed, Tony. I think they're definitely putting in the hard yards nice and early here, and eager to see what else they are going to be able to achieve with it. Big heals coming out there from Jeff, but Jeff will perish in the end there. Casualty coming through. KO over from Deathroll. Looking to see if they can roll things up once more. Poor Iron Fist. Almost turned into a zombie there.
Yeah, interesting little high angle. Going to be chased down by Dougie. And, well, all the KOs coming here for the side of MGS once again. Just playing very... I was going to say interesting. I was going to say leaving TateO on the point. The rest of them kind of getting a little bit more aggressive. And, you know, I was going to say TateO, very vulnerable kind of target to be leaving on the point by themselves. So, interesting that it's been paying off. And once again, fight towards the choke. Early KO coming out onto the Iron Man. Quick trade, though, by Zombie. The Thing Ultimate coming out here, knocking them all up. And some great combos coming through. But SCSC, they got to touch the point, Matt.
That's right, they do have to touch the point, otherwise they're going to be left behind. So that's just going to be that for the Celestial Codex. We're into the vault now, and maybe we might have a chance at the hand, but we'll see how they go here. Only team up really activated is the Fantastic Four team up between Invisible Woman and Thing on the SCSC flankers side there. Mr. Fantastic joining into the mix. Ooh, they're reading a book. Well, what do you think they're reading, Tony?
Some light reading.
Tales of the TwoTapTony?
Oh,
Tales of the Boat?
Tales of the Boat? I'd say, look,
That's a good tale.
I read the Maze Runner like ages ago. I'd say the Thing looks like a cultured individual. He might be reading the Maze Runner.
Yeah, I think they're reading some good ventures.
What's a Marvel? Some Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Potentially Thor issue 1.
Ooh. It could be a good read.
I agree. There's many good reads there. But we are going to be getting into the next round now. Thor got God of Thunder online, and there's many more ultimates available here. Like almost all of them, as a matter of fact, for the rivals. So they're looking in poised to take a point on this, and there you go. Loki already getting KO'd out. More ults going to be activated. Darkchild on a line there, falling back. Big damage over the top. A zombie goes down. So solid KO coming through there. They do have Strangling Prison available as well if they want to try and dissipate some of this attacking power coming from the flankers, but it just ain't working out at the moment. Flankers, try as they might, will be escaping this fight.
Interesting invisible boundary there as well from TateO, just kind of keeping everybody healthy if they aren't able to, I guess, get to a safe spot where the healers can top them up, the strategists, sorry, can top them up. And as we look at it, SCSC, Darkman's just doing a light bit of reading while the rest of them kind of...
The Tony Chronicles.
Tony Chronicles. Great shield there out of the Venom. Saying, healthy for the moment while the healers come out of spawn, but you can just see, interesting, that MGS are just controlling so much space right now. The Strangling Prison coming out. There's going to be some quick KOs here for MGS. The Stroll as well. Does have that Kraken impact available.
Absolutely, and I'm really curious to see if they use it. Oh, not going to be able to get the final use out of that. Got a Mischief online, though. Here we go, straight into the Fate of Both Worlds there. Wolvesy not close enough to activate it 2 times, but at least they can use that to get out of spawn. Kraken impact from the zombie there, trying to see if they can get more. There we go, taking out the old cranky guy, looking for more. Destroll going to be able to roll them out, though, so Kraken impact offline now. The squids are on for fish on a dish. That's appropriate, you know, for that player name. I love that, playing a bit of name war, more. Love it. But they are trying to get use out of these squids there. I think it's really good to get passive damage out of a duelist like Namor, and especially if you're being relegated to your spawn point. Like, you need as much support as you can literally get. So it's good they've been able to break out.
Darkchild, once again, has sneaky chops going deep into the back line here, just underneath the cave. Destrul, though, will be able to pick that one up. Nice little KO to start it off here. And SCS, they're, I guess, a little bit scattered towards the point here. It's just a lot of slowly picks and KOs, casualties coming out here from MGS. Fate of Both Worlds as well. For the Luna to keep everybody healthy and alive. And over time, we'll tick down. Nobody able to touch the point here from SCSC. And that is going to be Celestial Husk captured by MGS rivals.
That's it. Really solid first game coming out there. They've been able to pump themselves up for victory, Tony, and they're looking super duper solid. You know, I really respect what they were able to achieve out of that one, and very interested to see what else they are going to be able to push through here. You know, Destrol and the MVP makes a ton of sense. Like, they just really did such a great job.
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of a team effort as we look at the scoreboard here, and everybody across the line here. Sneaky Chop 17-1, the Stroll 22-0. The healers as well. I was going to say some great output out of Tato and Nonkapow 7. And unfortunately for the side of SCSC, they might have to go back to the drawing board. Think a little bit harder about what the comp is for the next game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Tony. They're definitely going to have to think a bit more deeply, I suppose, about what kind of composition they want to bring into the next game. You know, obviously they tried. They definitely tried to make some things work there, but they just didn't end up getting the result that I guess they were hoping for out of that one. Like, you saw the rivals really locked in there. They managed to get a lot of impact out of their Kraken impacts. Like, I saw that zombie gave it a go. They came pretty close, you know. They started to get a little roll happening, but it just wasn't getting there in the end, Tone. So, unlucky. But very keen for what the second game is going to be looking like out of this best-of-3 series here. You know, obviously, sometimes you start slow, but there's still that opportunity to reverse it all the way back. So, hopefully the flankers can bring some of that kind of energy through into the next map here. You know, maybe they'll play flankers in name, flankers in nature. They bring out some of the duelists like the Psylocke or maybe the Spider-Man. Oh my goodness, Spider-Man. We know many a good Spider-Man player, don't we, Tony? And definitely eager to see some of them coming into the limelight here today. You know, the spectacular spin. Always bringing out the good damage when it's needed. But yeah, we'll see what happens out of this one. We can ponder some more, but we're going to get this next map set up, so we'll get into a quick little break while we prepare, and we'll be back with some more flair in a sec. Good afternoon. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL High School Cup with Mattse and TwoTapTony here for Term 3 Marvel Rivals. And what a day it's been so far. We've seen our first map, kicking off on the Celestial Husk there. And now we are going to be making our way over to Araco. So, very excited for Convoy to get into this thing. And definitely keen to see how both our teams fare once we get straight into the action here, Tony. I love a bit of Araco. I like the high and low points of the map there, especially the initial points of elevation coming in. But let's get into our pick ban phase right now and check out what they're going to be protecting or picking and banning away.
It should be interesting going over. We already see a quick takeaway there from the Bucky, so MGS won't be able to get Destroy on that one. We'll see Wolverine take it away. Protection onto the Iron Fist once again, so that zombie really wanting to bring that one through. We'll see Protect through for the Groot. I didn't mind the Groot from old cranky guy from MGS, that last one, so putting high priority on that one is going to be probably a good choice here for MGS. Taking away the Thing is also an interesting ban.
Yeah, I can agree. It's great to see, I guess, focus around the beefier characters coming into this one from the Rivals side there. They don't want to deal with Wolverine, who's more like a hybrid between the Vanguard and Duelist. Don't want to deal with the Thing, and especially picking into the Groot there, it makes a lot of sense. You don't want that shield breaking capability, and looks like the Thor ban are going to be taken out there, so interesting to see that one come through. I mean, we did see a bit of potential from Thor into the last one, but I don't feel like Thor was their biggest issue. Alas, they are picking back into that Mr. Fantastic again as well.
The Mr. Fantastic lock going to be brought through here for SCSC. Black Panther going to be locked here by
like
MGS.
Our ranked games.
Yeah, just like I was gonna say, Black Panther's always like, if you don't have the right setup for it, Black Panther could be a very rough threat to deal with. Gonna be banning away the Blade. MGS don't like to see Blade at all, I guess. I was gonna say they do play a very strategist heavy comp with, we saw the Luna last game. We're going to be seeing Nonkapo thinking about the Ultron for this one. Magic getting taken away there, so Sneaky Chops forced to the Black Panther. We're going to be seeing some immediate locks as well. The Atom going to be coming out for Destroy here. Should be interesting. Tate-O thinking Penny, but probably going to be seeing an Iron Man, especially with the fact that Nonkapo has locked in the Ultron.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense there, so eager to see how they can play this one out, what they can manage to get done, so to speak, here. But they are going to be, looking to play into that team up. You got the Hela and Venom team up there, Iron Fist, Luna. So a lot of solid team ups coming through from our various characters here. They're really able to tap into those additional healing capabilities and everything there beyond. But I'd be interested to see if, well, there you go, Iron Fist is down. But I suppose I'd be interested to see if we do see maybe a Hulk come out from the flankers to try and opt into that Gamma Squid team up, because I feel like, especially on the defense, you want to bring out as much possibilities as you can, and considering they have a lot of flyers and the Black Panther there, I feel like having those Gamma Squids be able to reach their full potential with that team up might work out a bit better for them. But we'll see how they play it out. I'm just thinking into the technicalities of it all.
And speaking of squids, putting them up on the door, hard to take out there if you're the likes of MGS. They will lose one early casualty though, but a quick trade back from Tate-O playing the range here. Gonna be seeing old cranky guy taking out Fish on Dish a little bit too, I guess, out in the open as MGS take a little bit more space. They walk it up a little bit, and that zombie getting peppered down on cranky guys, just going to walk on through, try to take out Zion in the back line here. That's another quick KO here. Make it Sue. Destrul finds one on the Venom King. Some strong start here for MGS.
That's it. Super strong start coming through there. They're looking so solid, Tony, and very eager to see what they are going to be able to cook up out of this one. Damage coming through in waves there. They're playing around the runes. Oh my goodness. Looking to see what they can come up with out of this. Loki might actually get the KO here. Oh, there we go. Snipe him down. Dark Prince in trouble, though. Does get traded by Nonaka. So, solid stuff coming out from our players in this one. And they've really managed to push the mission vehicle pretty solid. Strangling Prison comes out, though. They hold down Venom for a second. But, I mean, they should be able to get away, well, you'd think, until the walls come up. And they are imprisoned towards the mission vehicle. So really doing a great job to stagger out these KOs here, like BP are finding their full potential. And that's going to be the first checkpoint locked in.
Oh, and that's the threatening power of a BP. Sneaky chops once again. Another quick KO onto Zion, and it's looking good right now for MGS. Just staggering out these KOs once again. Wolvesy falls, Dark Prince as well. Tate-O be taking up a little bit of a high ground position here. Controlling the skies and the low ground. I was going to say you've got old Cranky Guy on the group controlling the low ground, and then Tate-O, Nonkapow on those flyers have been so hard to deal with right now for SCSC. Going back to the drawing board, Dark Prince going to be swapping over to the Spider-Man. But of course, originally, old Cranky Guy's just kind of running amok here on the group.
Yeah, they're going a bit crazy at the moment, aren't they? Looking to get some use out of the Karmic Revival there as well. Dougie going to be back online, so good to prioritize those strategists. Rage of Ultron from Nonaka dealing a lot of damage as well. Here we go, Jeff time. They do manage to pick up somebody, at least. Maybe not who they wanted, but they got somebody. Nah, it's good to see that they're just keeping up the pace over the mission vehicle here, like managing to keep at least one player on top, whilst the others stay very aggressive up front.
Yeah, just staggering out these KOs here. You can see Venom King just trying to do something. True to name on the Venom, but taken out by Nonkapow. They're playing the range as well. I was going to say just kind of in and out, hot and cold, as you'd say. MGS just slowly pushing that point a little bit further towards second point here. And of course, there are 4 minutes on the clock still. SCSC need to find some footing here, because it just feels like they're getting drowned of space right now. That zombie will find a quick casualty back here. Another one from Dark Prince. Able to stabilize here at the second point.
That's it, stabilizing pretty well at the moment. We'll see if they are going to be able to keep it up. They do have Meteor M available, as well as the Reality Erasure there, but that's going to be quickly dealt with. Fish on a dish, locked out. I'm surprised they're not playing Jeff, you know? I feel like that's more appropriate, or maybe a Namor. Yeah. Got to stick to that oceanic nature there. But we are going to be seeing KOs coming through in droves right now. Once again, a Black Panther just running wild right here. Claws are out, and they are looking to take them out. So, solid stuff from the old Cranky Guy and Nonakapow there. They will be able to continue their venture forth towards the last checkpoint.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna say very interesting for MGS. Very interesting. They I guess they played for the team fight a little bit more there. The poster pushing the cart. We will have one on now, and you can see power of that tractor beam coming out here from Nonkapow. Able to take out Wolvesy in air. Does get the res from the BRB beacon, but we're going to be seeing Scarlet Witch. Quick picks there from Fish on a Dish. Able to take out 3. Looking for a few more casualties. Karmic Revive, though, from Destrul to get everybody up from MGS. Iron Man Ultimate doesn't quite hit its mark, but you can see Jeff time coming out here from Dougie. He's been able to swallow anyone. That Magneto shield, he's able to cover, keep them alive for the moment.
Yeah, good to put the bubble online there. You know, they can keep their teammates up. Sia going to be online as well, amplifying that damage and looking to see if they get KOs through. So it will work out for them. They can bounce back out of this one. And it's crazy to see Fish on a Dish taking away another KO as well. Just trying to build up their way towards another Reality Erasure. I mean, they got a little impact out of it last time. You know, it was decent, but I don't know if it's exactly what they need. That's true. We're going to be on the cap now, however. I do like the capabilities of this, because they can do a lot of work to focus down those strategists. But I mean, right now it seems like it's working against them rather than with them, because their focus is kind of distorted. Like, Cap's in the back. They're still alive, sure, but the rest of their team is nowhere to be seen. So I think they might need to refocus on how they approach this.
Yeah, very scattered fight going on. Sneaky Chops. Once again, though, you can count on them in the back line. Wolvesy will be able to take out Tato, Nonkapau in the process, though. MGS will win out in the casualty department and will continue to push on through. Sneaky Chops onto the Venom. The Straw will find another Enrage of Ultron coming through here for Nonkapau just to keep them scattered in their spawn right now, just dealing a ton of damage to soften up for those casualties as they continue to push that point forward.
That's it. Mission vehicle on its way through, trying their best to drive it home here. They will be able to take out the Luna. So nice KO coming out. Multiple pulse cannon over the top. Find the Jeff. Looking for more. It's all the KOs going in favor of the flankers right now. They're trying to get more of the bank there. Wolvesy does go down. Tato still online somehow. And their team is bouncing back out of this one. The Freedom Charge has definitely hurt them. A bit more commanding presence here. But there's that focus straight onto the strategist. They need assistance desperately. No one's turning around. Luna's gone. Oh, that's going to reduce some of their healing capabilities there. I'm worried for these strategists. Look, they're just hunting them. Poor Jeff. They get away, though.
Yeah, they get away. Meteor M coming out from Zombie doesn't quite hit its mark. Knockabout forced back for the moment, but still the casualties are coming in favor of MGS. Fate of Both Worlds comes up from Zion to keep everybody healthy and keep them alive for the moment. That Zombie will find old Cranky guys, so they're able to stop it before it gets to its full completion. MGS, with all the picks they got there, you would have thought it would have been easy for them to finish off the cap, but Zionland and the rest of SCS holding strong.
Yeah, holding strong, and that is a big eat there. Trying their best to take them as far away as possible. But it will be all nullified as they're back online. Focus up onto the strategist. Poor Luna is going to be down. So we'll see what they can take from it. Oh no, it's all going haywire. And we'll see what they can deliver. As they're trying their best to stall the mission vehicle. You know, bide their time here. The overtime timer is slowly trickling through. But these KOs are working wonders.
Yeah, they're able to get it the full way for MGS, and a valiant effort, I have to say, for SCSC. Just when you know, we were speaking about their strategists kind of getting dove quite a bit there by the side of MGS and getting taken out very, very quickly. They were able to stabilize. They were able to find their foot. So I guess stall the clock long enough that MGS had to use all of the time on their clock to get it across the line. And we're going to be seeing a little bit of a shake-up here. Dark Prince going over to the Invisible Woman. But not a whole lot different here for the side of MGS. They're kind of just keeping with what they know.
Yeah, just staying with the old tried and tested approach. So definitely eager to see how that all plays out. As they are going to be holding on to it, holding on to their presence here. And see what they can muster out of this here endeavor. But it's time to get our preparations laid down once again. Tony, Destral going to be up front on the cap there, trying their best to zone them out. The flankers have to be vigilant, have to be prepared to protect their strategists. Otherwise, they are going to be in a lot of trouble once again.
They keep the strategists away from getting KO, but as well, Wolvesy on the Heller, it might be susceptible to the same thing. Dougie getting all of the focus drawn to them for the moment. Sneaky Chops once again in the back line. Iron Fist coming out from Venom King. It's not actually going to be that Zombie. Zombie was the one to hover it in the initial stage, and they thought they'd be on it, but he's going to be Venom King thinking about it. Sneaky Chops, and they've found the Heller. Wolvesy under fire. Big casualty there for Sneaky Chops. And they're getting stuck into their spawn gate right now. Punisher posted up in the turret mode. MGS, they don't have to move a whole lot. They've got a little bit of cover there behind the wall. Dougie going to be floating around for a little bit as well, controlling the skies. Nonkapo and Tato.
My goodness. Lots of damage coming over the top there. Destral going to be able to roll through a few picks there. As the KOs come out in droves. Black Panther focused up and trying to shut them down. But the flankers right now having a lot of trouble. They aren't able to exit their spawn point. Like Magneto is trying here, but they are going to be pushed straight back to the barrier there. So big issues over the top, but we'll see what they can manage to muster coming forward.
MGS have lost non-Kapow, so heals from the strategists aren't going to be all too much coming out here, and everybody else is getting KO'd by SCSC, so we're going to have to see a little bit of a fallback potentially from MGS. SCSC finally able to break out of their spawn gate. Paino, the last to fall staggered there. We're going to be seeing MGS have to think a little bit on how they approach this. Non-Kapow getting staggered as well. SCS just need these staggers to continue to push that cart forward.
That's right. They need whatever they possibly can here. You know, they need to just continue to find those trickled through KOs there. Freedom Charge going to be coming out. Jeff time as well. This could be a good opportunity here. Take advantage of this, but they're not going to be able to do much with it. The walls are definitely doing a great job to nullify line of sight. Reality Erasure doesn't get activated. Kappa getting deactivated, and more to follow. Black Panther just tracking well into this one, and the rivals will be able to keep this mission vehicle in place.
Yeah, that was, I was going to say, interesting. You and me both caught that. Destrul unfortunately falling down there, losing their life there. But of course, SCS, they have come back, faded both worlds and the invisible boundary. Maybe a little bit of overextension. Wolsey on the Jeff time too, trying to find something for good measure. They will find old Cranky Guy, swallow them up and spit them out. Sneaky Chops, though, has already picked off a few in the pack. Looking for something just a little bit more to keep this fight going here for MGS. Rage of Ultron coming out from non-Kapow, doing quite a bit of damage. Will be able to find the Magneto. Sneaky Chops is back, and so is Dougie, so they're able to stabilize and hold this point for the moment. Cart goes almost towards the first point, but SCS, they don't have all the members to put on it.
No, they're certainly struggling there, you know, staggering in at one by one. Ooh, good TP, but it doesn't stop them from getting hunted down. A Cap just tracking well, just tearing through their backline there. KOs coming in droves, and the only hope I can think of right now is maybe a Strange Portal coming in at the very end. That zombie is trying to bring the Meteor M out, get some impact from that, but I mean, it's just them on the mission vehicle right now. Bass Descent comes online as well, so they are just looking to rip this one apart, get this game under control, and that's the series, Tony. 2-0 for the rivals.
Yeah, very dominant out of MGS there. The rivals looking good. Looking well informed. I was going to say a lot of good tactical decisions there from the team ups. Of course, the Groot one, and then both the Iron Man and the Ultron team up just doing so much work. And then Destrul showing the flexibility in the, I guess, the picks here, able to swap it up. You know, they take away the Winter Soldier, immediately goes over to the Cap and is just a menace in that back line. So much dive-heavy presence here from MGS, and I was going to say, to a credit, the strategists were having a rough day here for the side of the flankers.
Agreed. You know, it's a shame. Like, they weren't able to really find the impact they were hoping for there. You know, they just weren't able to come online really at all. So it's just unfortunate that, yeah, they just had their fair share of struggles. Maybe, you know, they might be able to bring some of their own flankers into the mix next time. You know, maybe we see their own Black Panther or Psylocke or something. Who knows, Tony? Who knows? But that's just the way it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some. A big shout out to the MGS rivals for taking it away. And the SCSC flankers are going to have a lot to reflect on after a series like that. So definitely eager to see how that's all going to go down there heading into our future endeavors. But for now, Tony, while we get things set up for the next one, we are going to be heading to a quick break, so we'll be back before you know it. afternoon and welcome back to AEL High School Cup here with Marble Rivals for Term 3. Mattse and TwoTapTony coming here live here. We are about to get into our second series of the day here, Tony. Our final series of the day. And I'm ready to ignite the time stream here. I'm ready to get into the Celestial Husk. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited. Celestial Husk once again.
Yeah.
Clint back, baby, and we should be good to get it underway. It'll be Trinity taking on SLCC, and it should be an interesting one. I was going to say we've seen a little bit of what these teams are capable of. Trinity, Vorexity is the name that comes to mind. Domo as well has been quite impressive on the Vanguards. And of course, for SLCC, I was going to say their strategist line has been pretty solid. Doormat, been playing that Jeff quite a bit, and hopefully we get to see it out of them for this first one here on Clinton.
We've got a bit of Spider-Man being looked at, but you know what isn't being looked at? Black Panther and Blade have been isolated out immediately. Emma Frost are going to be prioritized by Whoopers 3 there. Honestly, fair enough. I don't think we've seen enough Emma coming out of the high school competition here, so very curious to see what the impact of that is going to be, considering, once you get an Emma online, it can go a bit crazy, especially once you charge up your power there. Once you're tracking your opponents, it just is insane, absolutely insane, highly powerful laser beam. But Spider-Man are going to be protected for SLCC, the Phoenixes here, so obviously they're prioritizing more of that flanking potential, I suppose, and they're hovering the Iron Man as well, so I guess playing into that, it does make a bit of sense. You can have one focusing them up front, one going to be coming out from the back there, so you just kind of sandwich your opponents in.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how Trinity respond. We're going to be seeing Luna taken away. Quick little band there from Trinity, so I was going to say maybe we see more prominence of the Flyers, especially with the Spider-Man lock here for the side of SLCC. Trinity do have a ton of options still at their disposal, and we're going to be seeing the Cloak and Dagger lock in. As I said, Vorexity is one of those players that has been playing quite well on the strategist there for Trinity, so earning a lock in there. Respect to Trinity there. Yeah,
major respect, playing the roles that they're most comfortable with coming into it. Oh my goodness. Jeff coming out. Oh my goodness. They're looking to play similarly to our admin at BK there, maybe showing the true power of Jeff. Definitely eager to see what they can do. Maybe they caught a little glimpse of the mid-season finals and they wanted to bring out some of that Jeff power. I think it makes sense. But Loki banned out, that also is a pretty powerful strategist band there. You aren't going to be able to replicate some of those other strategists. Ultimates, Punisher, a really big one too. Like, once you're able to take advantage of a final judgment, you can just rip teams apart. So it's scary, honestly, playing into something like that. But Star-Lord getting a hover there. Interesting to see that one, because we've seen Star-Lord do pretty well, I'd say, in our university competition, but only from one player. But, it's interesting to see it hovered here, but it's not going to be coming out. So curious if they do lock down the Jeff in the end there. I feel like maybe there'll be... There we go. Adam going to be locked in instead. I was curious if they'd pop into the Ultron, to be honest, to play into the Iron Man team up potentially, but doesn't look like that is going to be the case this time. So there you go, Tone. They're going to be setting themselves up. Celestial Husk time.
Yeah, back to the Husk on Clint. One of my I guess favorite maps. I was gonna say thematically it's one of the favorites. It's very like corroded, little like darker atmosphere in it. It just feels like one of those places where we see teams go for fights, right? Like it's a very like fight type atmosphere, and I was gonna say it'll be good to see it kick off here. I was gonna say as well, interesting to see Captain America out here for Liam.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting to see that I guess more upfront in your face Vanguard there. really taking advantage. But one thing I noticed, Tony, is that Doormat actually has the accessory unlocked for Spider-Man. So, little tidbit, you can unlock an accessory on some of your heroes. Like, look at the back of Spider-Man there. They got a little clip on the back.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's a little interesting unlock.
That's kind of cute. I
Yeah.
kind of like it. Doormat as well. Gonna be gonna go toe and toe with the Jeff there. Robo Mikey on the rest of Trinity try and walk it up onto the point. Domo just kind of weaving those autos as well, trying to get a little bit of damage through with the whip. Though it is going to be Joshy to pick up that first KO here for SLCC, so they start to look to walk up a little bit deeper. Joshy though getting taken out by Whoopers. So quick trades back and forth here. Still anybody's point for the taking.
Yeah, trying to see if they can manage to take control of it. And here's the power of the Emma Frost. Like I said earlier, you're just lasering your way through these KOs. They're seeking down a fourth. They're on track for the triple KO. Could be the quadra. Ooh. So there you go. Delayed quadra KO there. Could even go on track for the penta, to be honest. There we go. Oh, Brick City going to get that one. Yeah, unofficial. It's not real. Yeah. It's
Not
an
real.
illusion. Yeah. Just like the Emma Mag team up with Psylocke there. You know, the clones. It's not real.
Not real.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be trying to tell them, do not come to the point. They are going to be sticking back here and trying to hold them off. Maintain the defenses, but here comes that psionic seduction. Definitely good to catch someone off guard. Look at that distance there. Like, they catch Cloak and Emma at the same time. Our Karmic Revival activated, though. Does bring him back, but this fight's far from over.
Yeah, the fight is far from over. Karmic Revival came out, but immediately the Atom getting taken out. Gonna have to pop their own revive there. We're gonna be seeing Khonshu held out by Hegion, trying to find a spot to place it. Spectacular spin came out from Spider-Man. Found a quick pick there onto Robo Mikey, but still, point being contested for the side of Trinity means that their percentage ticks up just that little bit higher. They're able to control it just a little bit more. Gonna be seeing Spider-Man take it out by Whoopers. Liam trying to get back to safety. They need to not stagger out these KOs. They need to group up now, but for Trinity, once again, another hold.
Another hold there, so they are managing to yield a further progression on to the mission area here. And, oh, here we go. Galactic Legend are going to be coming out. A good use of the shielding there. Trying their best to keep their team online as long as possible, but they still are taking a ton of damage. But combining the Strange Shield there alongside Emma Frost does actually relegate the damage of the Galactic Legend to basically nothing. So they didn't find much impact at all there. That's going to be a tough one to swallow. But Freedom Charge coming out now to see if the Phoenixes can barge into this one. Sia online. It does elevate the damage department here as well. So going to be a ton of issues for the Phoenixes, especially if they lose more members, as they slowly but certainly are here, Tony. Maybe a Strange Portal could be what saves them. Lucky's got the right idea. Khonshu coming out, though. They're managing to pump up the damage, pump up the volume, shut them out. Spider-Man's doing a great job of stalling here. This allows their team to get back online. Sure, they're low health. Oh, that was tough. But they're still in the fight.
Yeah, still able to stall out, I believe. Ran through the portal into the enemy spawn, because that was Domo's portal to get back to the point to help Trinity out. And Whoopers able to pick up the final KO. Liam take it out, and the first points of the Celestial Husk, the Celestial Vault, belongs to the Trinity Titans.
Yeah, now we're onwards to the Codex and maybe to the hand. Could see a hand of Khonshu come out of that one, but who knows. So we are going to be jumping into it once again. Great to see the team up, as it was highlighted there for a second, between Moon Knight and the Cloak there as well. You know, good that Moon Knight can utilize that to phase in and out of the little Cloak field there, get a bit of healing through, and just, yeah, dish out a bit more impact. What I mean, obviously, normally you do see Blade play into that as well, but since Blade's banned, ain't gonna happen. Not today. But regardless, the Titans are still finding their stance, finding their footing rather successfully. I feel like with the Vanguards that Trinity's bringing right now, maybe the Phoenixes need to reconsider, I guess, some of their picks here. Like, triple strategists can work, but is Star-Lord the right duelist to deal with all this?
Yeah, it's a hard-hitting question, and immediately we're going to see our answer. Josh, you swapping over to the Iron Man. And I have to say, for Trinity, just heads-up play from Whoopers on this Emma Frost, just getting that quick charge in and just kind of mowing down that front line. You can already see it once again, just aggressive and up in the face of the Magneto. Does have the seduction available if they want to pop it early, but of course for the side of SLCC, they're playing a little bit slower around this time. You're going to be using Joshi to get out all their upfront damage. We're going to be seeing a lot of players low, but nobody falling just yet. Both these teams are kind of stabilizing very, very quickly. I have to give them credit.
Oh, Jeff Time coming out here. And it doesn't catch all that much, but see what else they are going to be able to do now. Robo Mikey's down. Whooper's big focus there. Well done. And we'll be able to get something done. Shots are coming over the top here. And let's see what they are going to be able to manage. More and more damage. Eternal Bond obviously keeping them up for the moment, but there's still plenty more that they can activate here. Meteor. Boom! Baric City's down. A big pickup on that strategist there. Soul Resurgence going to be coming out from Tiger Dog here to try and keep the Titans alive as long as possible. Agamotto around the back. Focus up. Adam is out. And the Maelstrom takes out Magneto. All the KOs are coming in droves right now, Tony. And they are zoning them out.
Ooh, the Karmic Revival, though, brings back 3, but immediately they're going to get picked off here because Trinity have all of the room to work with. They're just going to continue to walk it up into this choke, into the cave, dishing out a ton of damage on the Emma. Whoopers will be able to pick up Lucky. He's going to be looking for another onto the Jeff. Braxity takes out Joshi. This is once again Trinity stamping their mark down.
Yeah, just stamping the mark down and looking to give it their absolute best here, but we'll see what they can manage. A KO coming through over the top there. Good healing coming from around the back as well. Whooper's going to be able to stay in the fight a little bit longer here. Does have full charge as well, and might have an opportunity to activate Psionic Seduction. Cap really low here. Still going to be alive though. Still going to be giving it their all. But they are going to fall back, so good to see. But here's Jeff time. Phoenixes trying to catch them. They picked up Moon Knight and Jeff trying to get off, and they succeed. Phoenixes speed past.
Yeah, Phoenix is able to get on Cap at the crucial moment. 93% here for Trinity. But SLCC, just with the back of a few ultimates there. Great Jeff time from Doormat. And, well, we've got as well Lucky now with the Meteor up online. Psionic Seduction coming out from Whoopers. And it is seducing a ton of players right now. They're all stun-locked right now. Whoopers getting some big damage through. And the Eye of Agamotto over the top too, just for good measure. Tiger Dog has popped the Mantis ultimate to keep everybody healthy. Trinity, they fight back onto the point very quickly.
Very, very quickly and already to rumble here. We'll see if they are going to be able to catch it. Overtime timer pushing, but they aren't able to take it down just yet. Jeff Timer coming out from Robo Mikey here. Not going to catch Strange. Only catch their teammate. Unlucky, but they're still looking to do more. Looking to go leaps and bounds here, Cap. Hard to deal with. They try and lock him out of the portal, and it doesn't work out. They're still online, but not for long. And that's that. Trinity Titans lock it down for 2. And map 1 goes in their favor.
The Vault and the Codex taken by the Trinity Titans. And I have to give them credit, right, Matt? Not really needing a whole bunch of crazy amount of team-ups. They just kind of played to what they knew. And Whoopers, beautiful stuff here. MVP performance on the Emma Frost, just dishing out so much front-end damage, and that's what you want from your Vanguards, right? Soak up a lot of damage, but as well, getting quite a bit back is what you're after. Make those KOs easier for your... I was going to say, they only run the one duelist here. We ran triple strategist, double Vanguard, and then hedging on the Moon Knight, and it worked a treat. I was going to say, the Mantis kind of a pseudo-duelist in a way. You can kind of get out a lot of damage on Mantis, but overall, Trinity, well played.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, Tony. You know, really able to find the impact out of that one. Like, I guess something like an Ultron also could have worked there, but obviously you've got more healing capabilities, coming out of something like the Mantis, which is great to see that they did manage to activate, and it worked out wonderfully. Like, you will find that with those triple strategists or even triple Vanguard compositions that you have to get faced with sometimes, that they're just a whole other way of playing. Like, it's just very hard to deal with them unless you have the right tools at your disposal there. You're going to need to bring out something that can just pump damage, and pump damage in a crazy amount. Like, it's just tough. Really, really tough. But alas, the Trinity Titans do prevail in the end of that one. I guess thinking about triple Vanguards, Tony, I feel like a good way to deal with them probably be Phoenix, to be honest, because of all that AoE damage. So keep note of that one, teams, if you're listening in. Give that one a go, but if it's not banned. But yeah, if it's not bad.
If it's not bad.
No. But very keen to see what this second map is going to look like. We are going to head to a short break while we get it all set up, though, everybody. So stay tuned. We'll be back with the second map in this best of 3 very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to AEL High School Cup Term 3 Marvel Rivals, here with Mattse and TwoTapTony, and we are going to be getting into our second map in this best of 3 endeavor. It is going to be convoy time. It is going to be Spider Islands. Very excited for that one, Tony. We love a bit of convoy, and I hope we get more convoy maps into the future. I hope we get a few more. You know what? I hope we get more convergence as well. I'd like to see more convergence. I'm curious, I suppose, what the next map will be. Yeah, more Clinter. I don't know about. I think they're done with their maps for this season, Tony. Hey, season 4 is right around the corner though, so I'm curious what the theme will be.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's very like fiery, very catered towards Phoenix. We haven't seen any Phoenix really. We've got the SLC see the Phoenixes, but we haven't seen any of the Phoenix pick here. So curious to know whether that one could be thought about here. But of course, to picks, bans, not the word lock in there, unfortunately.
Not this time. But we are going to see Luna going to be picked through, protected into this one, and curious what the next will be. It's Groot. So Emma offline makes a lot of sense, considering how much impact Emma made into the last map. I think that is more than fair enough. Like, Emma's one of the top, I'd say, staple bands on the Vanguard department there. Like, Emma's S tier, alongside a lot of other characters, like Magneto. You know, a lot of different Vanguards you can take advantage of. But Iron Man is going to be the next thing banned out this time. So, curious to see what that could look like heading into the rest of this one. I think there's good bits of potential ahead of us here, but there's going to be another ban online right now, and it is going to be TwoTapTony.
There.
They banned you.
Fucking dagger. Fucking tag. That's messed up. SLCC, that's messed up. But Spider-Man lock in here. I imagine that's for Doormat, right? Because we saw a lot of the Jeff from Doormat last one, but, you know, normally we see a tried and trusted 2-2-2 setup, you know, from most of these teams. So I imagine Doormat probably really keen to show what they're capable of, right? You know, you don't get to do a whole lot on Jeff. Like, you get 1-2 impact ultimates really on domination, but I feel like Doormat, the ability to now flex out here. Trinity going to be locking in the Moon Knight for Hedgian, and we will be seeing a Punisher taken away. So Trinity, I have to give them credit, right? They kind of just identify what they don't like playing against, and they've taken away the Mag, Iron Man, and the Punisher. We'll be seeing what SLCC decide again. Loki ban. So won't be seeing any mischief happening in this one either, Matt.
No, God of Mischief going to be relegated out in its entirety there. So fair enough. You know, I think that they definitely can take advantage of other things, other bits of potential here, but it looks like they're going to stick it out with the Star-Lord on the Phoenix's side. So, I mean, now that they have another duelist, hopefully it works better, and they don't have to deal with, like, the double shield composition there, you know, with the Emma and Strange combination. They do still have to deal with it in the sense of the Groot walls, but, I mean, it's not as versatile as the Evershield. So it's great that I think they can get a bit more out of the Star-Lord this time. Especially, yeah, with the Spider-Man. But curious to see how it goes, you know? I think that there's changes on all sides of the coin here. Triple Strategist still going to be implemented for Trinity as well. Like, they're very confident in that Triple Strategist composition. But with Spider-Man on the loose, it does put them in a bit more danger. They're hopping about, Tony.
Yeah, Robo Mikey just jumping around.
They're flying.
Flying, yeah.
Diving. Diving on Groot.
Diving?
Yeah.
Hopping on Groot.
Yeah. Bouncing on
I feel
Groot.
like I'd like to ride Groot. I'd like to bounce on Groot. I feel like Groot's a loving tree fella.
Me too.
No love, though, for Joshy. Take it out immediately there.
Yeah, no. Not going to be getting too much out of that one, but we'll see what else they are going to be able to push forward with. Lucky going to be taken out immediately. Oh my goodness. Oh, good freeze coming out from Luna there, but they immediately dissipate it, so put does get taken out there. Had to think about that one for a second. Put Q Secco. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Put Q Secco 9. Take it out. And Trinity, this is a pretty comfortable push that they've got going on. Joshy is up on the height there. Revival as well. OIP.
There's going to be more where that came from. Mr. TwoTapTony. Damage up the back here. Spider-Man in a bit of trouble. Groot now getting isolated from their team. Luna at least manages to get the freeze through, but they aren't going to be able to find too much more. Jeff getting a bit aggressive as well. Poor Adam locked out from their team almost entirely there. Like, they're getting isolated out by both the other strategists. That's just bullying, Tony. My gosh.
That's brutal. I was going to say, what really can you do, right, though? You can't, I guess, get back too quickly. You unfortunately don't have the movability of a character like Jeff. So
no.
Adam getting taken out the back line. Liam just kind of stalling, walking around this point. Not a lot is happening. I was going to say, Liam's kind of just able to walk around for free for the moment. I have Agamotto going to be popping deep. Doesn't actually quite hit anyone. But still, the pick's going the way of Trinity.
Yeah, good to see the KO potential coming their way here, and they're going to be able to sway things into fruition, pushing past the gates and looking to see if they can gather more. Robo Mikey pretty close to Jeff Time as well here. I feel like that in combination with the Strangling Prison, or, you know, Strangling Prison in the combination with the AGON shoe, as a matter of fact, would be huge. You know, great way to wipe out the opposing team there. And very curious to see what things look like heading deeper into the piece, as we have a pause initiated here. So we're going to be taking a look at TwoTapTony and saying hello once again. So hopefully that should be resolved momentarily here. You know, hopefully all will be well. Not sure what's going on in the background there, but these things happen. You know, there's obviously technicalities here and there for one reason or another. So hopefully all's good in due course. Yeah,
hopefully we can get back into the game as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I guess speaking about the game a little bit here, you know, as you alluded to, the triple strategist composition coming out from the Trinity side has just been such a hard thing to deal with. Just when you think, oh, they're going to play purely dive here for the side of the Phoenixes, it just kind of doesn't really work when the strategists are kind of locked in. You've got Mattse and Jeff running around as a group together. They're ready for anybody that's kind of, I guess, either staggered out there and kind of caught off guard, but as well, the diver here, the Spider-Man, can't really do anything when you've got a Jeff and a Mattse ready to sleep you. I was going to say the Jeff as well is ready to fire away those pellets as soon as possible. But I think we're back into it, Matt.
We are.
Did see an attempted pull there just as we came back. Matt almost trying to find Whoopers off that edge, but still Trinity, power of the strategist, keeping everybody healthy, keeping everybody up. And Hedgehog's just kind of able to dish out a ton of free damage themselves.
Yeah, we'll see if they are going to be able to dish out a bit more where that came from, Tone. As they are going to be zoning out. Ooh, a few more Whoopers. Very precise binds coming out there on the Groot, and we're going to see if they can kick things off one step closer. Trinity Titans are doing a great job of holding on to their ultimates. Well, they do activate the Fate of Both Worlds there, obviously trying to avoid the spectacular spin, and it works out quite successfully. Galactic Legend coming out with a Freedom Charge, though. Could be the perfect time for it here. Fate of Both Worlds can only last so long. They do have Soul Resurgence online if they need it, though. But the damage ain't going nowhere. Jeff Time comes out. Are they going to get anybody out of here? No, they will not. Poor Robo Mikey. But at least they get some KOs through, eh? But Maelstrom popped through, forcing the Fate of Both Worlds from Put Kuseko there. Soul Resurgence online as well. Desperately trying to climb around and zone this one out.
I saw that one. Agamotto coming out from Lucky, but immediately taken out by Domo. And you can see that Trinity kind of just allowing SLCC to pop their ults individually and then get the value for free. The Jeff Time going to come across, going to be swallowing up 3. And that is 2 Vanguards, 1 strategist taken out of the piece. But, of course, they've got a bit of movability. They're able to get out of the Jeff ultimate, not get spat off the point. And they'll be back walking it like nothing ever happened.
That's it. Looking to take it away like nothing ever occurred there. So, curious to see what else will be pumped ahead from this one, as they are... Not sure what happened to Star-Lord there. Interesting. But they've gone for a trick, to say the least. Oh, Spider-Man's trying to go for those cheeky pull mechanics there with the webs, trying to pull them off the map. I see you. I see you, Doormat. They're up to no good business there, Tony.
Yeah, no good if you're Trinity. Liam did find a pick, but immediately backwards. City finding that one. Eye of Agamotto once again deep towards the back line, and it is all red here in the feed for Trinity as they clean wipe SLCC. They're looking to push on as well.
And they will speed ahead and find some success here. So, looking to bless this one, and See what they can come up with. Not much distance left to cover, and they are looking to smother their opponents off the mission vehicles here. One by one, they all fall down. Cap still on it, but does eventually go down. Spectacular spinner coming through. Try their best to take the Spider-Man out. They're one of the best mission vehicle delayers there ever was, but they can only delay for so long, as it will be taking the full distance there. 2 minutes and 16 is what they got to play with if it goes to OT. And now the Phoenixes are going to have to work very, very hard if they want to push it to OT.
Yeah, they are. I was going to say, as we say in the business, Matt, lock in is the key term. They're going to have to lock in here, SLCC, and well, we might be seeing some different things thought about. I thought maybe the potential for a torch there could have been good for SLCC. Get a little bit of control of the skies. I was going to say, Joshy hasn't really had too much success from that point, so maybe getting them with a second flyer in the mix could be good here for SLCC. But for Trinity, sticking with what they know. I was going to say, getting all the way, of course, not as dominant as you probably would have expected. Only 2 minutes left on the clock on that one, but they got all the way. And I was going to say, it's to credit, Whoopers and Domo. This Vanguard frontline has been so hard to deal with for SLCC. And just, what do you think? They've got a little bit of a foothold. We see an immediate maelstrom from Domo. We see Whoopers get those Groot walls out and kind of pick off a high key target here. SLCC, though. We're back to it. Gonna be the Spider-Man here for OIP. Gonna be lucky back on the Groot.
Yeah, looking to cover a distance here on this one and see if they can deliver something or other into the fray. So they take it one step at a time here. Lucky. Good to isolate them out with the ironwood walls there. They got the freezers coming through as well. Line of sight going to be important, going to be imperative here to keep them offline. But Trinity Titans, they hold strong at the moment. This upwards pressure is definitely putting them in positive strides, but Captain America running around the back, it could be the change they need. Uh-oh, it's the unbeatable Squirrel Stampede coming out. Always love to see that ultimate being activated there, Tony. You know, Squirrel Girl, one of the lesser used duelists, I say, but, well, the unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami, apologies. But it's great to see when it does get activated, especially with those traps. It's just crazy. Oh, Strangling Prison, though.
Beautiful Strangling Prison there, set up perfectly for Whoopers. And yeah, I was going to say, Squirrel Girl's kind of that character that you see, I guess, more in ranked, more so than team play. It feels like a character that if you're able to sit in the back and dish out a ton of damage, you can set up your team perfect for some KOs. But we see Trinity, they're set up perfectly to hold it. Only 28 meters pushed here by SLCC. We do have Doormat with the Jeff time available. That could be a key ultimate to watch for here, because they're going to need a big Jeff ult to get these Trinity players off of the point.
Yeah, they're going to need a big Jeff time. Oh, here we go. Jeff time coming out. They get a big gulp there. Well, do they really? Get shut down immediately. Unbeatable Squirrel Tsunami coming out with the fate of both worlds there. So it's time to have a dance. Soul Resurgence activated as well. That's interesting, Tony. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, maybe a bit of overextension. Eye of Agamotto comes across and just picking off KO after KO. Trinity once again holding strong on this cart. And SLCC back to the drawing board once again. They used the Squirrel Tsunami, they used the Jeff time, but nothing has come their way yet. And we still have ultimates online as well. The Khonshu still here for Hedgion. Could be key in holding that point down. Spectacular spin coming out from OIP, but doesn't quite find its mark. Lucky, though, is able to find some picks back. Tiger Dog and Whoopers taken out, so that's the front line now torn apart here. Galactic Legend as well out of Joshy to pick up some good KOs here for SLCC.
That's it. They will be able to take advantage of it in full force there. Galactic Legend finding its mark, igniting that spark there, and eager to see what else they are going to be able to do with it. As we push up, not much time for the Phoenixes to get it over to this first checkpoint. They need to extend the time frame here. And they're already losing members. Spider-Man and Cap are going to be KO'd out. Casualties are now starting to build up. Yeah, this is perfect for the Titans. Nullifying their attacking power, forcing them into a staggered situation. But I do see a change, Tony, and that's the Blade.
Yeah, that is going to be the Blade for OIP. Probably should have came out earlier, right? I was going to say the kind of anti-heal that you can dish out with the Blade, very key in shutting down this Trinity strategy set up. Doormat will take a few off of the point. Beautiful.
That's all strategists.
That's all the strategists. Yeah, I was going to say, speaking about the strategists, the triple composition now gone here for Trinity. Hedge, no, still up on the height, still finding some quick KOs back here. The totem's coming out is good to set up for some quick picks, but I was going to say, Lucky with this Squirrel Girl swap up has been good for SLCC.
Yeah, has been good so far. Utilizing the traps there as well. Here we go. Soul Resurgence coming out just after the Fate of Both Worlds there. So doubling down those strategist ultimates. Looking to really pump things ahead for themselves. I admire the confidence here. But as a result now, Put Cuseko has the Fate of Both Worlds. Not able to do too much there. Jeff, at least it gets a little bit of worth out of their Jeff time. But ultimately, that's all they are going to be able to get. Put Cuseko, last one standing now on the mission vehicle, trying their best to stay alive, but they are going to be diving out. Portal coming over the top there. They're trying to block them out with the shield, yielding damage, yielding a force here. Conchu comes out. They need to get off the mission vehicle, or otherwise they're going to be done and dusted. And there it is. They forced them off, and it will work out wonderfully.
Yeah, beautiful hold there from the Trinity Titans on that stairwell. I was gonna say the Conchu wasn't doing as much as I would have thought. I believe there was like a slight little bit of a gap there in the block with the portal. So I was gonna say SLCC almost got out there, but Trinity Titans, they hold strong. MVP performance out of Whoopers once again. And I was gonna say Vanguard's here looking well and truly fearsome for the side of the Trinity Titans. But I was gonna say the triple strategists did their job too. I was going to say overall, about 42k healing done. So strategists keeping everybody alive at the end of the day. Hedgion as well with some good supportive damage. And well played. Trinity Titans with a quick 2-0 there.
That's it. Quick 2-0. They get that flow through. Really putting the confidence into fruition there, Tony. I was very impressed with how they managed to compose themselves and keep up the good vibes, keep up the momentum there. Like, I'd say one important factor from them would be the fact that they managed to get great impact out of the triple strategist setup. You know, I was really impressed with how they played into the Jeff, into that composition as well. You know, taking advantage of the Jeff time and just really keeping up the healing numbers there. Yeah, they just played super duper well. And I think that that's going to be probably the most common, or one of the most common metas you're going to see at the moment is just that triple strategist being activated. You know, obviously the heroes behind the strategists will change up depending on your pick van phase there, but it's typically more or less mostly the same kind of things. So good stuff coming through. But, you know, there's more good stuff coming through as well, Tony. And you know what that is? You know what that is, Tony?
Our sponsors, right?
Our sponsors. Oh my goodness. You're reading my mind. You're reading my mind. It is our sponsors. A big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. And a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with higher quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie meat goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. So, big shout out to our sponsors there, always and forever. Big shout out to AEL by AOC and Indomie. Definitely appreciate all of their support. Make sure you check out, you know, the Cheetatos as well. The mee goreng flavored chips there, Tony. They're pretty solid, I've got to say. I love them. I love them. But yeah, check them out if you get access to it. Check it out. But yes, if you want to check out more action from AEL, everybody, make sure you swing on over to AU Esports League on X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. We are on it. Going to have highlights from our games there, so definitely check us out on that one. You know, we got more action with our University League coming at you on a Tuesday next week, so make sure you look into that for more Marvel Rivals. And make sure you check us out again next weekend. On a Saturday, we are going to be back same time, same place with more high school Marvel Rivals here. It's been an absolute pleasure having Tony on board and very hopeful that we do see him again into the future. But for now, everybody, that is going to be all for our wonderful games and very keen to see more in the coming weeks. We'll see you then.